1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Out there in Banjo Land, Mike Hedding here, coming to you today with the old classic song, Go Tell It on the Mountain. We're going to be playing it in the key of G. I've got my capo on the 3rd fret, so we're really going to be in the key of B flat, but you can play this wherever you want. If you don't have a capo or you don't feel like grabbing your capo, you can play it out of G as well. We're going to work on, for this lesson, we're going to work on comparing the single note melody and how do we adapt that to a Scruggs style solo. This is one of the things I consistently see students struggle with. I know I struggled with this a lot when I first started playing, is how do you take like a very notey single note melody and convert it to a rolling kind of Scruggs style lick based solo. And this is a great melody to do that because we have lots of little runs in the melody, and we're going to look at how do we adapt those to Scruggs style? So we're going to be cutting a few corners, implying little fragments of the melody in certain spots. And that's what we're really going to work on for this lesson, is converting a single note melody to a Scruggs style solo where you can still hear the melody, but you're not just playing the single note melody with like notes around it. That's not really how Scruggs style banjo works. We're going to be approximating the melody, and that's what we're going to work on for this lesson. And if you're watching the preview of this lesson, you can head over to my website, MikeHeddingMusic.com, and grab the full lesson. You'll get access to watch all the videos, and you can download the tabs and the practice tracks. All right, here's Go Tell It on the Mountain in the key of B flat. All right, let's start breaking down this intermediate version of Go Tell It on the Mountain. And for this lesson, I'm going to do something just a little bit different. Instead of just teaching the basic melody and then teaching the bluegrass style solo separately, I think for this lesson, I think it'd be helpful to kind of compare them back to back. So I'm going to teach the first little bit of the basic melody and then teach the first little bit of the bluegrass style solo. So I think the real value in this lesson is comparing the two. How did we switch that more notey single note melody? There's a lot of movement in the melody on this particular song, and how do we approximate that using Scruggs style banjo? So that's what we're going to work on for this lesson. So let's play the first little bit of the single note melody, and then we'll play the first little bit of the bluegrass style solo, and then we'll start breaking them down. Here we go. Let's do that a few times. Now the bluegrass style solo, same first couple measures. One more time, really slow. So for the basic melody, there's not going to be a pickup for the single note melody. We're just going to hit the open second string on beat 1 for a half note. We're in 4/4 time, so we're counting to four quarter notes per measure. 1, 2, 3, 4. A half note takes up 2 quarter notes, so we're going to play that open second string for beats 1 and 2. 1, 2. And then we're going to play a little run. I'm going to do thumb, index, thumb, index. So you hit that open second string with your thumb, and And then the next little run starts again with your thumb on the open second string, down to the second fret of the third string, open third string, and down to the second fret on the fourth string, and then open fourth string. So I'm just going index or thumb, index, thumb, index. You're kind of going down the strings pretty quick. It's good right hand practice. So we have, and then we're going to hit the open third string, or open fourth string, excuse me, for a half note, and then the open third string for a half note. So you have 1, 3 and 4 and 1, 3 is how you would count it. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. And you could really probably do whatever right hand fingerings you want. If you want to, you know, use all one finger. This song, it's not super fast, so you could use your own fingerings too if you want, but you could use mine below the tab if you want as well. So one more time. The other thing I'd say there is keep your thumb, you know, you'll have to make it work for your own particular right hand, but I like keeping my thumb out front. You know, if your thumb is back like this or your index is out too far, your fingers are going to be kind of running into each other. You know, each finger needs its own space to play there. And then measure 3 down to the second fret of the third string with your second finger of your left hand. I'm going to play a little rhythm. So 1 and 3, 4 is how you count it. So we're going to go on the second fret, thumb, index, hit your index again on that second fret, and then open third string, and then back to the second fret. So it's just a little rhythm. 1 and 3, 4, 1 and 3, 4. So 1 and 2 and 3, 4. And then a little run up to the open second string with your thumb, back to the second fret of the third string. So you kind of go back and forth between those two notes. So 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So let's play those first 4 measures we have. So that's like the go tell it on the mount, over the hills and everywhere part, right? So and that little melody right there, you know, it's kind of like a notier version of how you might sing that. You probably wouldn't sing those notes back and forth like that, you know. But that's one of those things where when we have a fretted instrument, we can't always capture that like nuance of a vocal melody there, where you might slide into those notes and kind of bend back and forth, right? It's so we're kind of simplifying that melody a little bit there by playing, right? And then we have the same intro, and then open third string twice on beats 3 and 4, and then a little ending lick, second fret on the third string twice, and then open second string, open third string, and then second fret, and then open third string. So let's play those first into measure 8. Here we go. Their little tip there is when I do that, I actually take off the pressure on that second fret rather than letting that tone hang out. Hear how it kind of blends together. So what I do is I take off the pressure to kind of help that melody pop out a little bit more. All right, so that's the first, basically like through the first part of the chorus, okay? So now let's look at playing that in more of a bluegrass style. And what we're going to do here that's really important is we're going to approximate the melody, right? Scruggs style, you can't play every melody note, and that's part of the style, is approximating the melody, cutting corners in certain spots, shifting the timing to syncopate it, and that's what we're going to talk about, all right? So we're going to start very similar, except instead of just starting on the second string, we're going to walk up into it by hitting the open fourth string and then the open third string. And then instead of hitting the open second string, we're going to do a 2-4 slide on the third string. So what we're doing is we're finding that note on a lower string and then sliding into it, right? Very, very common in bluegrass style. playing an open string, you know, it's not that interesting, right? And it doesn't have that, it doesn't sound like a bluegrass banjo, right? So what we're doing is, again, we're going to a lower string, the third string, finding that open second string note, and then sliding into it. So we're going to do the so we walk up into it, and then we do the alternating thumb roll, thumb, index, thumb, middle, and then a 3-2 pull off, and then down to the second fret, and then open first string. So you have, and that again is substituting. We're going. So I tried to capture that initial slide, and then instead of going, which obviously isn't very Scruggsy to play those single notes right like that. So what we're doing is we're implying that with, so we're bending that pull off, and then going down to the second fret, and putting it more into a roll too, right? So we're going. Remember, it's an approximation of the melody, so you're not gonna hear, you know, we're implying that melody with rolls. And then open 4 string, outside strings, and then 2-5 slide on the 4 string, 4-3-1-5 are my strings, T-I-M-T. And that's just, again, implying this melody. Now we're going. So again, we found that open third string and slid into it, right? I do that all the time in Scruggs style, so. And that is, remember, a substitute for. And then 27 is our D. I'm going to pinch second finger on the second fret of the third string, pinch strings 3 and 1. That just fills it up, and then have your thumb come down to thumb middle, and then thumb index, thumb middle, and then a little slide up, 2-3 slide, and then a quick pull off, open, pinch. So instead of going, we went. So I took this melody, which would be really hard to play in a Scruggs style roll. Again, we just approximate it. We slid up instead of, we're going. So we have, for the D part, instead of doing, I didn't really try and capture that rhythm. I just tried to play that melody part. Using that alternating thumb roll is really good when you have kind of like a square melody like that. So we're going. Okay, so let's play those first 4 measures of the bluegrass style solo. We're going to apply that melody again. This time we're going to modify it. We're going to do like a forward reverse roll, 2-4 slide on the third string, thumb index middle, go up and hit the 5th string, and then this time you're going to move your index finger to the 2nd string, so this will be a little bit more advanced roll, and then come backwards, 2nd string, 3rd string with your index finger, 2nd fret, 4th string, and then open 1st string. It's basically a forward reverse roll, except your middle finger has to move to the 2nd string at one point, which just makes it a little bit trickier. We're going. Do just the right hand. So that's going to imply this. Now we're going. And then this part's the same, open. Slide, and then a little ending lick. Let me play it. I'll break it down. So I just pinched on this 2nd fret on the 3rd string and 2nd fret on the 1st string. It's kind of like an A, like a partial A minor. And then your thumb comes down to thumb middle, and then open second string with your thumb, open third string with your index finger, second fret with your right hand with your thumb, with your second finger of your left hand, and then open. So we just filled it up with a little bit of a roll. And then 2-5 slide, and then open third string. So again, instead of playing the ending with just a long note, now we found that note and slid into it. Okay, so let's play that whole bluegrass style solo. Here we go, or that first part of it. Single note. All right, now let's break down the verse part.